Hi there, it's Anne from Music Discoveries. Chances are, if you've landed on this video, you either teach or learn music online with Zoom. I've been teaching online harp lessons since 2019, and these days I'm teaching on Zoom for almost 20 hours a week. After all this time, you would think that things would be running perfectly smoothly, wouldn't you? Well, here's my observation. As of 2023, I think that audio quality in Zoom got a lot worse for musicians. Now, if you're a student, you might not realize this because probably your teacher has worked hard to have a really good setup for really good video and audio quality. But if you're a student and you're just using a basic default setup on your phone or your iPad, you might not realize that your audio can be coming through choppy and sometimes inaudible. Well, I think it's time for all of us to take another look at our Zoom settings. There are some settings that you need to learn so you can keep your nice simple setup on your phone or your iPad or your laptop, but you can get better audio. I'll show you right here in this video how you can change your settings and make a really big difference to your online lessons. A lot of my students are using iPads and iPhones for their lessons, and so we want to keep things nice and simple for you. Yes, you can have a fancy setup. Yes, you can invest in getting the best quality video and audio. I have a fancy setup here because this is what I do for so many hours a week. But I don't expect that of my students. So I want to show you how to keep things simple, but how you can get a much better audio quality if you know the settings. So we're going to do some comparison testing inside of Zoom. I'll be using a new iPhone and a new iPad, and we'll do some different comparisons. Now, I think you're going to be quite shocked at what you hear. So sit back and listen. I will put chapter markers in the description below if you want to hop around quickly and do some comparisons. Okay, hi there. We're all set up in Zoom now, and I have three virtual Anns. So I'm here in my studio, which is where I normally do my Zoom meetings. And yeah, I've got a fancy microphone here and an audio interface and a nice camera. So I've worked hard to level up my setup so that my harp lessons can look and sound as good as possible. You know what? This video is not about the fancy setup. This video is about the basic everyday setup. I know many of you are using iPads and iPhones for your online lessons, and I want to show you what a difference it can make to just learn a few special settings that you're going to want to enable in your meetings. So here's the sound of my voice in the best scenario, and here's what my harp sounds like in my Zoom lessons. So that should sound quite good. That should sound like you're hearing the sustain of the harp. There shouldn't be any choppiness in the sound. And that's probably what you think you sound like when you're on Zoom with your teacher or playing in a group. So let me now go to the other rooms and we'll test the audio on the iPad and also the phone. Okay, hi there. So now I'm in the other room with my iPhone, and this is my little Marini 28 string harp. Now I just downloaded the Zoom app onto my phone, so I haven't changed any of the default settings. All I did was clicked on the Zoom link that I sent to myself by email. It opened the app, and here we are. So this is what it sounds like, and here's the sound of the harp with all default settings. You might be a little surprised by what you just heard. I bet it sounded choppy. Was it choppy and probably the audio quality was not that great, hey? So you need to learn about changing your settings for original sound for musicians. So let me show you how to do that, and I'll show you the difference in the audio quality. Okay, so here you go. All you need to do is tap on your screen, tap once on your screen and click on that arrow in the upper left corner. Then that takes you back to your original, your Zoom screen. Now click on the little gear wheel in the upper left corner. And at the top of the list is meetings. Click on meetings. And third down the list is use original audio. Click that on. Now that you have that on, it will always be on. It will stay there forever until you change it. Now go back to that upper left arrow and to close, and click on the thumbnail to get back into your meeting. And there we are. Okay, good. Now all you've done is you now have the ability to turn on or off original sound for musicians. And by default, it is off. So you're probably not going to hear any difference in your sound yet. So we have to do one more thing, and you have to do this every time you go into a Zoom meeting. So click the screen, and at the lower right corner, there are 3 dots and it says more. And second down on the list is enable original sound. Click on that. And now you should hear a difference in my voice already. Is it better? Take a listen to the harp and see what you think. So that's with original sound for musicians enabled. That's an important thing to learn how to do for your harp lessons, or if you belong to a harp group and you play your harp for others, you want to make sure that you're able to do that. Now, next, why don't we go into the other room and we'll see how it sounds on the iPad. Okay, hi. So here we are on the iPad, and this is my double strung harp. This room is a little bit echoey, but you know what? It's probably very similar to the kind of room you might be having your harp lessons in. So this is what it sounds like on the default Zoom settings. I just downloaded the app onto my iPad and I didn't change a thing. So I clicked on the link in my email to open Zoom, and this is how it sounds. And this is what the harp sounds like. I'm guessing it may sound a little bit choppy. Let me know down in the comments if you're surprised by what you're hearing as the default setting. Now let me show you how to go back and change the Zoom settings to enable original sound for musicians. All we need to do is tap on the screen, click on the arrow on the upper left corner to go back to your main Zoom screen, click on the gear wheel in the upper left corner, and now choose meetings. Third down from the top is use original audio. Click that on so it turns green. Now click on the arrow to go back, hit close, and click on the thumbnail to return to the Zoom meeting. There we are. Now we've only just enabled the ability to turn original sound for musicians on or off. It's still off by default. So remember, when you join your harp lesson or your group, make sure you remember to tap the screen and go up to the upper right. It says more. There are 3 dots. And then the second item down says enable original sound. Click on that. And now you probably hear a difference in my voice right now, don't you? Again, there's nothing on the screen that is letting me know that I've got original sound enabled, unfortunately. And here's the sound of the harp now with original sound enabled. Better, isn't it? So it's really important that you learn how to use this setting on your iPhone or your iPad, and remember to enable original sound for musicians every time you have a lesson or a group meeting. So, what did you think of that? Were you surprised by what you heard? Be sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought about those comparisons. Honestly, that choppy sound that we were hearing is what I have been hearing through Zoom every single day this year so far. So that's why I've decided that it's time to make this video. I really want you to learn how to change those settings for yourself because it makes a big, big difference. So if you got some value from this video, please give it a like and leave a comment. If you're interested in seeing my weekly videos, which would feature my harp music and tutorials, then feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you each week right here on the Music Discoveries channel. Thanks so much for joining me.